Hello and welcome to the Shower Productions Anime Podcast. This is episode 12.5, where we're going to give you a little review and talk about our experience at our local anime con called Anime New Mexico. I am Matt.
I'm Brandon.
Tanner.
I'm Carlos.
And how is everyone doing?
Doing well.
It's been a while since we've gotten together to record.
Yes, it
the
has.
actual con we're talking about was about a month ago, so we've it's faded a bit from our memories, but we're gonna try and talk a bit about it. We got to do some panels at it and all that jazz.
Yes.
I guess does anyone want to start talking?
I was going to
Go
say, so
first.
far, we've had a fart ripping good time, and I'm happy. It's been funny. But, I mean, we don't really get together too often because our work schedules kind of screw with us, but
Yeah.
we've had a few bloopers before we started, so this is
This is like take
this
5?
is a miracle that we're at this point.
Yeah, that we've gotten to this part.
Yeah.
It's great.
Sadly, Ramiro isn't with us, but he is here in spirit, so don't worry.
He'll be listening to this later.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
So I guess we'll go and just general feelings about how it went. Who wants to go first?
Sorry. I pointed at Carlos, and I forgot.
That I died on the way there?
Yeah. No, he went with us.
I'm dead.
He went with us. He was just dead the whole time. I've got a picture of him. We can post it on the Instagram.
Yeah, fortunately he got the one without the pecker.
Boy. Yes, Carlos may or may not have been there. He was Schrodinger's cat, so take that for what you will.
Oh no, I confused the two of them, him and Ramiro, because like half the time you're there, half the time he's there, so it all kind of blurs together in my head which cons you've actually come to with us and which ones you haven't. It is kind of crazy, but
Yeah, I don't think I know because I missed some, but like I think I haven't been to a con with both of you guys
At the same time?
at the same
it's
time.
difficult.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened. It's a once in a blue moon, two comets.
Sabaton 2021 was the last one that I can remember.
Both of us?
Yeah. But it's still pretty rare.
Was there a Ramiro there too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
He was
it
there too?
The only person missing was
was
this
Brandon.
guy.
Yeah, I was not there.
We can never all be in the same place at once.
It
I think
takes a
there's
lot
a-
of effort.
I was gonna say,
And
I
if
think
we
there'd be
do,
like a time paradox.
The hell's gonna freeze over.
Ooh.
Hell already did, and Charlie saved the day.
I get it.
But
I have only seen one episode, and that was the only episode of that show that I saw. Anime New Mexico
Anyway, Anime in New Mexico. It was in Albuquerque.
at a good old classic Crown
Well,
Royal.
it's kind of a nostalgic con, even though
Yes.
this is the first con that's ever happened at, because it was at the Crown Plaza Hotel, which is
Mhm.
where Sabaku, which is like Albuquerque's main anime convention, started.
Yeah.
So one thing just about going to it was it felt like a trip down memory lane when we went there,
Yeah.
and I could like point out the spots of like this happened here kind of thing.
Yeah.
And in one particular hallway, there's chandeliers, and for the first Sabaku, I cosplayed as Shizuo from Durarara, and I actually had a sign, a road sign with me, and I was carrying it around and accidentally tapped one chandelier with it, and that chandelier I think was still there. It might have be a different one, I don't know, but I know the hallway.
Yeah.
Right.
And then down in the dungeon where they had the rave is where the first ever panel that we ever did
Mm-hmm.
is where we did it.
I got
Tanner
video
and
of that.
Yeah.
Still beautiful.
And just like all kinds of spots. It's a nice little place to have a smaller con. It does have issues, which we will get to eventually.
Yeah.
But it has like a nice little open like courtyard area, so you know you're not just stuffed inside. And yeah, the general feeling and impressions was that it was a pretty nice experience for a first time con. Now the organizers for this convention, and I can't remember their name offhand, but this isn't their first convention. They do lots of cons in Texas, and I think they want to say they do at least one in Colorado. So this is like their expansion into New Mexico. New Mexico is like now a territory that the neighboring states are fighting over.
Yeah.
Right.
because the only local anime convention we had that had any actually ran a couple times was KanjiCon, and that has been away for a while. Last KanjiCon was in 2019, but they're apparently, according to their Instagram, hoping to come back in 2022. So we'll see.
That'll be fun.
I'm hoping so too. That'd be nice.
I think that was the last con I went to before Anime New Mexico. Was that KanjiCon?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
It was the gap was for us was KanjiCon 2019, which I want to say was November of 2019.
They keep having it in November.
It was December for a bit too. A couple years it was
Yeah.
December.
Yeah,
because
'cause
I
I-
remember it used to be at the hotel. It used to be at. They had the Christmas tree set up.
Yeah.
But and then with COVID and all that, the gap ran for me at least until Saboten 2021, which was in September. But yeah, it was pretty nice. We did 2 panels.
Yeah.
And we kind of just, you can't control when the time of your panel is unless like you message them and say, hey, blah, 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 which we've only done once ever when we've done panels. So like we just submitted panels and they gave it to us. They're like, this is what we've been given. And both were kind of later, not the best time spots. The first panel was, it was a 9 or 10 on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the other panel was 3 o'clock on Sunday. So like literally
Yeah.
like an hour or two before the con is over, which isn't exactly prime spots, but like what can
Not
you do?
prime time.
Yeah.
Our first panel was our Heaven and Hell, and the panel room was interesting for that because it was
That's
at
a lounge bar.
a lounge bar with like a cowboy theme in the hotel
Yes.
that I remember we've been in before because that year I was Shizuo, we went in and took a picture of me sitting at the bar.
Mhm.
And it was very nervous because like the weebs were outside and the normies were in there.
Yeah.
And we walked in there like, oh, can we take a picture? And then the guy was like, oh, okay.
Damn.
And they were just like, older people just sitting around drinking. And then we took that picture real quick and got out of there because I was nervous and shy.
Yeah. It was
And,
great,
but
though.
it was in that room, and that's cool because it had like couches people could sit in, and it was just
fancy furniture.
a fancier room,
I mean, it was nice.
panel room that we probably have ever had. I would say.
Yeah.
And we did Heaven and Hell, and at first there was a bit of a miscommunication or a flaw in the scheduling that kind of said that 2 panels were happening there at once, but our panel was first, and then the other panel was going to be after.
Right.
So when we first started up, there was a decent amount of people. We're like, oh yeah, but then like we figured out the problem, and then a lot of them left.
yeah.
But then during the process of the panel, people flowed in, and ultimately, I think it went pretty well. I would say. The one we did at Saboten, I think, is still better, but like that's hard to measure that because I think if for a panel to be good, it's if everyone is having an okay time, the concept is solid and all that, and I think we achieved that both times. It was just that Saboten, I think like people got more into it.
How many of those people were there where they didn't even want to participate?
I mean, it's fine if we have people come in that just don't participate, but they need to, like, I guess, get, like, here's one thing. If you're going to go to a panel, you should, especially like a game show one, you should try to get there on time so you know the rules. That's
Well,
very, very important.
we're getting to that. Don't worry.
Well, because then, a lot of the times people come in and then they're like, what's this? What's going on? And it's like, we're doing the panel. I can't re-explain the rules. And that happened to other people, too.
Yeah,
It's like,
I have seen that at many.
if you're going to come
conventions, many
in,
panels.
come in, sit down, listen, and try to figure it out. See what's going on.
Yeah,
Don't
and it's like sometimes
interrupt the panel.
Sometimes you get there late, and sometimes you just decided to go there at that time because you were doing something else, and that's understandable. But like, sit there and watch and see how it works, and then you can figure it out yourself.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine if I walked into the Team Rocket panel at Saboten in Arizona, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, have y'all got Pikachu yet? Or something. Or just like, how do I become a member of Team Rocket? like during the middle, because it's like a play for them, and it's
Yes.
like everybody's gonna look at you and be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
After like 20 minutes of them like explaining everything. And then
Yeah,
yeah, that's just proper what should be
It's
con
e-
etiquette.
it's etiquette.
Yeah.
I'm being nitpicky. I'm absolutely for people coming in. If they've already done stuff and they just wander into our panel, I do not mind that. I just don't really care for like try to figure it out. Just try. Just sit, listen, see what's going on, and if you want to participate after that part, like in the next round, because most of our panels are usually open for participation for everyone.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
So, we don't want anyone to feel left out, but it's just please come in, see what's happening, and if you want to participate, participate. If you don't, we won't force you to. Easy peasy.
But what Tanner's kind of referencing is for our second panel, which was on Sunday at 3, which is the first time we've ever done it, which we called Square Up to the Music, which I'm going to change the name of.
To what?
Musical Squares.
Ooh.
Wow.
I think that flows better. So hopefully,
Music squared.
but not it's. We don't have to go super into detail about what it is, but basically it's just like we play a song from an anime, either an opening, ending, or OST, and there's 4 options to choose from, and then you walk to the square that it's represented by, and if you're right, you continue on. It's that kind of panel.
Elimination round.
Yes. We're still working out the kinks for it. Hopefully we can do it better next time. But we didn't get too many people for that because, like we said, it was 3 o'clock on a Sunday of a con, so there's just not that many people left. And it's positive because I think like the few people who were there seemed to be into it, and we learned. We figured out the logistics a bit better.
That's good.
And those are like experience for like panels, at least as us as panelists.
Yeah.
The communication with the con for the panels worked fine, I would say. It's the first time I filled out an application for a panel where they said, you have to promote this on social media or we will take away your panel.
And we did.
And we did. So like,
Yep.
I don't know if anyone else like didn't and had it taken away, because I feel like a lot of conventions just have a template and for panel submissions and they don't dig too deep into it, kind of thing. That's just me as an outsider looking in. I've never ran a convention, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, at least our experience as panelists at the convention was fine. We didn't have any issues.
Oh yeah.
One thing that was a bit different is they didn't have projector screens. It just had TVs that you hooked up to,
Mm-hmm.
which the only
That's convenient
it is like the only
because
Mm.
projectors are harder to look at.
it can be, but like the only thing that I would say might be a bit better is like if you have a projector in the corner, yeah, the image might be a bit distorted, but it's a bit bigger and it's more like everyone can see. Is the image is just physically bigger.
That's
But I don't. That's probably just going on what they have.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's talk more about like our experiences like congoers as we kind of like review the convention. Does anyone have anything they want to say or an experience they want to comment on before I say some stuff?
I got drunk on the wrong night.
The weather was crazy.
I got drunk.
from what you guys sent.
On the
Oh,
wrong
the weather?
night.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
well
yeah.
we'll talk. We'll get back to your drunkenness on the wrong night. But since we're doing this out of order, do you want to talk about the weather up there? The weather up to Albuquerque?
When you guys went.
Oh,
Yes.
It's just like I'm not that tall.
No.
How's the weather up
How's
there?
the weather up there?
I'm down here. What's going on up there? I don't know. Yes. Okay. I completely forgot that like winter ended like a few weeks ago, and then it's been windy ever since.
Windy and
Mm.
hot.
Yeah.
Windy and hot.
It sucks over here.
Yes,
Sorry.
it does.
We hope that life is good for y'all wherever you are.
And we got a fire.
Oh, now it won't be. Thank
Shh.
Jesus.
Yes. Fire weather.
Anyway, it was like there was a bubble of blizzard around Albuquerque. 'Cause
Right.
Tanner and I, we drove up there
Sunny.
together.
As soon as
It
we
was
started.
sunny. It was beautiful. Everything was fine.
Yes.
And then it kind of started getting cloudy. And then
Mhm.
it kind of started raining. And then it
Yeah.
kind of started sleeting. And then it was a full-on snow.
Yep.
And then we got past all that. And then it was the reverse. It was sleeting and then raining. And then it was cloudy and then sunny.
Yep.
So it was like a bubble. Like there was a layer we had to get through.
Albuquerque was at peace. And
Yes.
I think Vaughn was not.
Yes.
Vaughn is just. Vaughn is like.
Vaughn
That
and
is literally
Clines
hell
were
frozen over,
snowy.
Carlos.
That's so wild.
Vaughn is just a. Not Vaughn. What the hell am I saying? Clines. The area between Clines and Vaughn is just tundra. I don't know why. And it's not even high up. Like, it's not even like mountainous.
Yeah.
It's not super high up. It's like a field, rolling hills kind of thing.
Yeah.
What was the weather when you guys were going through Encino?
Encino.
Because that's between Vaughn and Klein.
That's probably rainy about that point.
Yeah, I think it was snowing by then too.
Rain, and then sleet. It was sleet past Encino.
Wow.
And then once you get right up into Klein's, it's just bad. We tried to stop at Subway.
Yeah, you
No.
thought about stopping, and they were like, "Nope, I'm
Yeah,
not
hell
stopping."
no. Not gonna get out in this. There's other people stopping, but no.
Wow.
It's like, wasn't I wearing shorts?
Yes.
Oh,
I was
man.
gonna say, it's like I'm not prepared for winter weather when it's like, what, March?
Oh,
What?
can I retell the story that you hate when I tell?
Yes. You can tell it for entertainment purposes, but yes.
Okay.
And
we would-
you can, okay, and you, the listeners, can judge whether I'm wrong here.
Oh, you definitely are. You definitely are.
okay.
Carlos's opinion.
Tanner, I, and our friend Edgar went to an anime convention in Oklahoma City called IzumiCon, I want to say.
Chicago's the Windy City, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'd wear something there.
Anyway, we went there, and it's in October.
Yes.
Okay, it was actually it straddled Halloween, because the theme was like horror. I remember, and for food one day we're just walking around town because like, oh, there's some restaurants nearby, and it starts to rain and it starts to get some cold wind, and we're making our way, and Edgar and I both have jackets. Guess who doesn't have a jacket and is in shorts?
Me.
Tanner boy.
Yeah.
And the whole way there, he was like, "I'm cold, man. I'm cold. We got to get there quicker."
I didn't know it was gonna rain
And I
or
was
be
just-
that cold.
And I was like, "Why didn't you bring a jacket in October on a trip that you know there's always a possibility?" And you're
Didn't
like,
think there
I didn't think we're in Oklahoma. We're in Oklahoma. It's just October."
Yeah.
But anyway, now anytime we go anywhere, I always ask Tanner's like, "Did you bring a jacket?"
Yeah.
And then usually he says, "Yeah."
You do
And then-
remember where we went to eat, right?
That Mexican restaurant that had the weird tacos, right?
It's Tio Abuelos.
Well, okay, they weren't weird tacos. It's just like regions have like their different variants of tacos, and like typically in New Mexico, it's ground beef. And when we went to that place in Oklahoma City and we got tacos, I was expecting the meat to be ground beef, and it was beef, but it was like strips.
What?
Yeah,
Oof.
and I don't know if it's that specific restaurant. That's just the way they do it,
Huh.
or if Oklahoma does tacos differently. They might. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I was just like, what have you done to me?
I really don't
I've never
remember
heard
what
of
the
that.
restaurant was called. I was trying to make a
Oh.
joke earlier. I don't think
Oh.
anybody caught it.
I did not.
No, it went over everyone's head. I'm sorry.
Tio Abuelos?
Oh, I get it.
Do you though?
I think.
Oh, Carlos got it. He's just being silent.
Do you really get it?
I think. Because
I'm not even gonna acknowledge it.
It's
isn't it like Tio is like
Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least Matt acknowledged it.
See, to my left, we have the white, we have the half, and then the full.
Now what are you?
I'm the mutt.
You mutt. You and your mutton chops.
Oh, whatever. Okay, continue.
About how cold and miserable you were in Oklahoma City. Or
No, we can continue.
It was
off,
great as a
bounce off of
metaphor.
that.
about how weird the tacos in Oklahoma City were.
Bounce off that. The
About
con experience in Oklahoma
how-
City was nice.
that
by
was
the
a
way.
nice con.
I really liked that.
I
con.
almost messed up my knee
How?
because they had laser tag. Do you remember that?
I don't.
You don't?
Fancy.
Basically, it was so cool because they had laser tag, right?
Uh-huh.
And then we went in, and I think it was supposed to be like, it was supposed to be 3-on-3. So it was me, you, and Edgar versus like random people.
Yes.
And because they basically like
It was in like a a big room. And
Yeah.
they had like blocks and stuff
Yeah,
everywhere.
they set up like barrier walls and all that, and then the objective was to get to the other side and press the other side's button, and I could score to a point.
Yeah.
And we lost 5-1, and I scored our only point.
Oh.
But I almost messed up my knee because like I was trying to be cooler than I was, and like I tried to like slide to dodge, and I
Aw.
like slid and I almost messed up my knee.
Oh man.
Thankfully, it was just like a skid, but like there was a moment where it was like if my weight had shifted the wrong way, it was gonna like pop.
Oh.
So thankfully that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I just remember like I felt so a bit jaded because one of our opponents was a girl, and she was an adult, but she's one of those women who's very, very, very short. So the entirety of her body was protected by the barriers,
Oh.
and it was like dark in there too. So she was just zipping all over the place. And my tall ass, you can see like up my chest up is over the barrier. So it's like you can't. I have to like crawl on the
Right.
ground to
Yeah.
get by. But yeah, it was fun. That was a good con.
Oh yeah. We need to go back.
I think they don't have it anymore.
We need to make one.
I think the people running it like ran into the ground or something. I can't remember.
Took the money and
I remember reading something about how it like really went downhill over the years.
Oh wow.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm sure there's other cons. In
'Cause I'd want to
Oklahoma,
go to that exact convention center again and everything.
but it was nice.
Oh yeah.
But
That mall might be finished now too. The
Yeah, they were
the
building a
food
mall.
court thing.
I remember you wanted to go to the top of one of the buildings there too.
Yeah.
But then you couldn't because they wouldn't just let you in.
Right. Well, I mean, they could, but it's very specific building. It's
Hmm.
like an energy building. I found out.
Oh,
Uh-uh.
interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on track to
Anime
Anime
Mexico.
Mexico. Carlos,
Um,
you're supposed to join in on that.
Yay.
Pablo Escobar here is
Oh,
worried
you
about
can
his
fuck
drug
off
trade.
now. You and your pecker.
anyway, as for Anime to Mexico, like, what was your guys' general experience as a congoer?
I got drunk on the wrong night.
Please tell us.
Oh
that
yeah, let's go
story.
back to that.
Yes.
So normally what I do is if we actually had the panel schedule we normally do, right? I drink on Saturday after we're all done. But we had our free night on Friday, and Saturday was our panel night, and the panel was at 9. So by the time we were done, they usually pregame for about 30, 40 minutes. That's how long it takes me because I'm a big boy. And
With some heft.
you have to say it like that? Here's a hefty boy.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Oh no.
So that's usually what I do. I pregame and then I go down to the rave and I dance and I have a good time and socialize, whatever. And it's just an amazing time. Unfortunately, like I said, I had to get drunk on Friday, it was great. Not a lot of people, but a lot of the action happened on Saturday night, and I was lamenting it. Y'all know.
Yes.
Yes.
But at least I still had a good time Friday night. I met a lot of people. They probably remember me as the drunk guy. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they thought I was the confident man who was
Yeah.
comfortable in his own skin.
Possibly.
It worked out.
Maybe. Well, no, like I know you're very particular about rave music. And,
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
and
music
Friday
on-
night, the rave, like it was advertised as being like it's supposed to be more chill, and
Yeah.
Saturday was more like rave music.
Yeah.
Saturday was the actual like let's get down to party.
Yeah.
Friday was like let's have drinks.
Because Friday was like supposed to be
Let's
quote
get
unquote
buzzed.
the after party.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I ain't lounging. I'm here to like get down.
and they remember the con really had was like pushing the after party because they had a whole menu of drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to
Uh,
comment on that
Yeah,
too.
based off of anime characters that the voice actors who were at the convention voiced.
Which is unique.
Yeah.
Which I feel like you've either seen or heard of that before, but it's nice to see that. But I did try one and it wasn't particularly great. It was supposed to be more fruity, but it was like when I tasted it, it was like pure alcohol.
That's why you buy the liqueur.
Yeah, I definitely felt bad for like the bartenders because it was like I want this one and I can't remember the names, but they were very like anime and they had to like refer to the sheet and they were just like I don't understand this name at all, but I'm gonna make this for you. And it like I just give props to them because like they were so busy and like they were
Well, the line-
understaffed and the line was like continuously
It
long.
stretched around.
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
room.
the line was
Um,
the room at one point.
And keep in mind, this room is the best place to have a rave. The absolute best place because
Yeah.
it's nowhere near the actual hotel room. It's in the basement. Huge room specifically for this. And then they decide to play chill music instead of make it a fetish club and hell rave it.
Wait a minute, you wanted it to be a fetish club?
Well, and I wanted it to have the same atmosphere as a darker type of club. I mean, like, if you remember in the past, at the other cons we've been to, or at least the other one that we've been to, when the line was outside the staircase, right, that first staircase,
Yes.
and as you went down, it just, it was a lot darker and you could hear the music from the outside of it.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, it's similar. It was still similar. It just Friday night and Saturday night were E for Everyone raves. I wanted a good X-rated,
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
like just different feel.
Yeah, I actually because they did say a portion of the time slot for the raves both nights were
For
Like, for
18 and
everyone.
under.
yeah, but I don't know if did they ever actually like enforce.
They made the
They
announcement.
did the second night. I had to go
Oh,
back and
okay.
get my license.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
right.
Yeah, because like the first time, because I remember I just showed up.
Yeah.
They didn't ask me for my license. The second night, you guys went down earlier than I did because I had to do something. I don't remember what I did. I have no idea what happened after that. I think I had to go back up to the room, and I said, "Screw it, I'm gonna go down. I'll be right down with you guys." I didn't take anything with me because I didn't want to have anything in my shorts. Just wanted to just be me, you know.
Mhm.
Sorry, I thought you smiled at that. And I went down. There was a huge line. I'm ready to get in. And you guys were ahead in line, but I didn't want to cut anybody. I didn't jump up in front.
Yeah.
I waited in line like a good boy. And then I saw, okay, everybody needs your ID. It's like, shit, I left it upstairs. I got to go back up. So I did. And that was it. And I had to show my ID. It was like, here you go. Still has my baby face on it. Even my new one. I had to renew it.
Yeah.
The next 10 years, it's still going to have my baby's face on it.
Yeah, when you look 12.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's great. I'm going to keep it for as long as I can. It's
Well,
not my
I mean,
fault
like,
that our state's
for-
very lax.
For the
Say
rave,
right.
it was supposed to be like they made an announcement like anyone who was like I think under 21, like there was supposed to, like the first hour of the rave was supposed to be everyone, and then they were supposed to be like okay, anyone 21 or under has to leave.
Don't be drinking underage.
But then like they didn't really I didn't see anyone leave really.
Yeah.
Because like I feel at this point, it's like you're here.
And there was no
I know they can
incidents.
get in trouble
Like I
for it,
didn't
yeah.
like I didn't knowingly see them serve alcohol to anyone who was underage. So.
Not that you
Yeah,
would
because
know.
I think when you went in, at least when they checked our IDs, I think they were stamping underage
Yeah.
people because
Mhm.
the bartender was like, "Let me see your wrists" or like hands or something.
Right.
Wow, they
just-
didn't do that to me. Am I just like
Oh,
do I just look older
I
than
am
you?
always carded. Always, 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 always carded. Always, and I'm almost 30. Always carded.
You need to grow a beard, bud.
Ah,
That'll age you.
yeah.
But
Just don't do what he did.
yeah, I drank some.
I forgot what I do.
I got a good. I wasn't too far gone, but I was feeling good.
Is it because I got drunk and started singing tribute?
No, I was saying your mustache.
Hey, it's a nacho stash.
Okay, if he had and you should post a picture it on the Instagram later. Just this part, just your face, and your nose. If that was on Brandon, I just want you to picture it. Should he do that?
He'll be called Matthew McConaughey.
All right. I'm just picturing you walking into class with it, just like, hello, students. Who is this man? I'm scared.
Just suddenly look a lot older than they are.
Oh,
God.
it'd just be interesting. Back to the con.
So what's this thing about the ring rainbow incident?
Wait, what?
Okay. Ramiro was. You know how Ramiro can just like not get obsessed with something, but like for like a convention, it'll be like he'll
Well,
We'll just sit there
Like
and
a
watch like
meme.
videos of something.
Remember, he's not here to defend himself. So let's be nice.
Well, I'm only gonna speak the truth. But anyway, he like
The truth hurts.
he started watching a bunch of TikToks that have like the Reading Rainbow,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
the Reading Rainbow theme, right?
Yeah.
And so like the whole convention, like anytime I'm just sitting there and we're silent, we'll hear the Reading Rainbow theme because he's sitting there watching a TikTok. It's like that one convention where he kept watching the Family Guy. Stewie's
Forgot about that.
Stewie's waking up.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good. But anyway, so that was like the theme of the convention.
Like the party all
And-
the time one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Wasn't
we're
that your
almost
fault?
convention's almost
I
over.
think it was both me and Carlos's fault. But
One more time. I remember that. I remember
but
that
sorry,
too. That was all
it's-
Carl's
The
fault.
convention was almost over.
Anyway, the convention was like almost over. Like our friend Edgar is about to go, and Miro's riding with him back to Roswell.
Yeah, because the ride situation was strange this
Yes.
time around.
But we're waiting for Edgar because Edgar had to use the restroom. So we're
Mhm.
standing by the bathrooms in like the main like lobby of the hotel, and like he's playing the song, he's watching more TikToks with it, and like as he's doing it, this lady cosplayer walks by and she like finishes the song because she sings it too, and then we kind of realize like we're kind of being creepers right now, just like standing by the women's bathroom.
Well, it's because the men's bathroom
men's
is
ba-
down that same
Yes.
hall, but it's the
But, like,
women's bathroom is like
right next
there.
to it, but like we're standing next to like the door for the women's bathroom. But if you go down the
Yes.
hall, there's the men's bathroom. But it's like you don't want to be like a weirdo who's standing by the women's bathroom.
Care for some help?
Oh no.
Need some help in there? God.
In the sky.
Yeah, so we moved
Butterflies
as soon
in
as
the
that happened. I mean,
sky.
it was a wonderful moment.
Yes.
We were not expecting that, but it's like,
That's amazing.
yeah, we need to move. We're gonna
And
get
she
the whole
was,
bathroom singing. I
um,
swear.
She was
She was,
cosplaying as the bunny chick from My Hero Academia.
It's not
You know
Mir-
who you are.
Is it Myrna?
No,
Myrna?
I can't remember.
Myrna.
Maybe, I don't know. Someone look that up.
Don't butcher the name.
From what again?
Bunny chick, My Hero
I
Academia.
believe it's Myrna.
Look up Rabbit
You
Hero.
maybe.
I'm caught up on that.
I am not. But yeah, that was just
You're a
like
scrub.
a like random but nice moment.
Dobby goes. That's the show.
But
That's where I'm at right
trying to think. I went to a couple panels that were okay, none that were terrible.
Is it Mir-
Rumi,
now. Rumi.
yes.
Well, what's her last name? What's her hero name?
Usugama Yama.
Usugamayama.
I know
Mirko?
Usuga.
Where did I get that?
Like
Where did I
Rabbit
get
Hero
Myrna
Mirko?
then?
Okay, that's her hero name.
Myrna.
Mirako
Mirko.
is her
Tiger Bunny.
hero name. Her
Mirko.
actual name is Rumi.
Mirko. I was close
She's
enough.
the rabbit hero Mirako. Thank you, Brad.
Mirko. Need to go.
Anyway,
It's
yeah.
like a Skullgirls fighter.
Yeah.
Low kick. Low kick.
I'm
low
trying to think of any like more positives before I get to what became like one of the negatives.
Oh yeah.
kick. May I clarify something?
Yes.
Okay.
Like losing your parking spot.
When I say I want a darker type rave, I'm not talking about like any of those orgy kind of things.
like
He
Devil
wants
Man.
the Sabbath from Devilman.
I
That's
do
what he
Yeah.
not
wants.
want no Sabbath.
Yes,
I
he
just
does.
wanted
Like
it.
actual bad raves that have like drugs and crap.
Like I'm good with some hard style, not the whole set being hard style. I'm good with some trance. I'm good with stuff that it's just a little more. It's edgier, not remixes of popular songs.
songs.
Yeah. I don't really care for that.
We know what you really want, Tanner. So
What?
Don't voice.
What do I really
We
want?
know what you really want.
Tell me.
No, after the podcast.
I'll tell
Oh,
you what you
okay.
want, what you
Yeah.
really,
It's
really want.
it's
Thank you.
inappropriate.
Yeah, for possible innocent
I'll tell you.
ears
I'll
of
tell
our
you.
listeners.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. Dad. I don't know.
You're being a rave over there by yourself.
Yeah.
You boy.
I mean, okay,
Oh,
if it
boy,
makes me
right.
laugh, I'm fine with it. It's just, that's just the perfect place to just release
I
some
remember
dark
like
techno
the
and
first
just stuff
one
like
of the
that.
first
Yeah, I
raves
get
you
it.
and I
Be
ever went to. It was, I want to say it was like one of the first Sabatons we went to, like
Didn't I
2011,
smack you in the head?
2012. Oh yeah, you did.
Oh.
That was 2012.
You don't remember it
I remember it all.
because I smacked you in the head.
Was
no,
it with a
there
glow
wasn't that
stick or?
convention. So
Oh yeah, that's right. You smacked across
basically,
the
it was
face.
cool because they remixed like a Dragon Ball Z episode.
Oh.
like the audio of it, like it was a fight between Goku and Vegeta. It's like during the Saiyan saga, and that was like the backdrop of the song.
Oh, that's
And that was like one of
interesting.
the first raves I ever went to.
Bring
But no, I think we may have said it before on the podcast, but since it's like this is like anime and convention stories hour.
Yeah,
Basically it was Sabaton 2012 at the rave.
first time.
And
Well, no, it was
no,
second.
2011 was the first.
Yeah, second.
one. 2012 was the second, but it was the first. It was the only Sabaton we went to when it was at that hotel.
That was a weird room.
Yeah, it was weirdly shaped.
It was a panel room,
It was a panel room.
and they even had like a projector and like balloons.
no, that's why the balloons.
it was wonderful.
Basically, there were balloons, and like this is before like I would drink before raves, so like I wasn't that super into it as you were. So I was like, I need something to do, and like I was like, oh, the balloons. I'll knock the balloons around. That's something.
I don't think I
fun.
drank back then.
I don't know.
That's too far back.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't
anyway,
there
we're bouncing the balloons around, and other people bouncing the balloons around, and the balloon will keep getting close to Tanner, and because I'm taller than him, I would jump up and I'd bat it away from him,
Yeah.
and I kept doing that, and I kept doing that, and I kept doing that, and then finally I was like, oh, I'll let him have it because I popped it up, and it's dwindling down slowly as a balloon does, but then the devil in me was like, no, one more time. So I was like, oh, he won't see this coming because like your back is to me and I'm a bit far away. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to time this perfect. So it's like, it started coming down and I run towards you. I straight up sprint. And then right as it's coming down, I jump up in the air because I'm going to hit it away from you. But like, I didn't see from my point of view that your hand is winding up.
You couldn't see it.
I couldn't.
Falcon!
And I was jumped in the air to get it, and you swung for it, and instead of hitting the balloon, you smacked me right in the face.
Oh.
And you knocked my glasses off of my face.
Yeah.
And my glasses hit the floor, and the lenses popped out.
I have to
no.
say, I was primed and ready. I sat there
Damn.
and pressed the B
Yep.
button and murdered you off.
And this is in the middle of a rave where people are jumping and dancing around, and there's not much lights, and lights
My
are flashing.
glasses.
My glasses.
I can't
to be
see
fair,
without
that
my
is
jump
your,
around.
that was your
It was my fault.
only thing.
I'm not going to blame you. It was
jump
just a
around.
perfect set of
I
circumstances.
thought you were him. Wow.
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 So like I scurry and I get the lenses and I get the frames and then I hurry up out of the room so I
Yeah,
can get
I
some
felt
light.
horrible.
And you were following me like, oh man, you okay? I was
Well,
like,
yeah,
"Oh."
because I hit you in the head.
But like I
I
did
smacked you.
in my eye, my right eye, I did lose sight for a little bit.
Oh.
In all honesty, like it
Yeah.
was like it wasn't. Well, I mean, it was blurred because I didn't have my glasses off, but it was like it was dark. Like
'Cause I don't
couldn't
think
see.
I like punched you.
No, it was an open hand.
I opened because I was like ready
But like it was like open handed, like with meaning and intent.
to hit the balloon.
Yeah, and I think like maybe your like finger like probably just got like in my eye or something. So that's
Something.
like it was just like blackness for like a minute and then it cleared up. And I
Damn.
was able to pop my lenses back in, so it was okay, and everything was okay. And
Yeah.
outside, I don't remember if it was that night or the next night.
Don't
of the
you
rave.
dare! No.
Why not?
So wait, was he there for that one?
Yeah,
Yes,
he
I
was there.
was.
It
That
was
was
a-
my first.
Where
con
were
ever.
you?
I think I was in the room.
Yeah, for that he was in the room. So it must have been the next night at the rave. Outside of it, he and I stood outside that rave, and I explained the entire plot of One Piece to him up to that point. So we stood there for like an hour,
And I kept on berating him with questions.
and you're like, "Wait, so what happened now? What happened then?"
And what was this?
Amazing.
What's this thing about life's a box of chocolate?
Yeah, but like those are like the big memories of Sabaton in 2012 was the slap, and then the
Oh no!
I'm remembering why I was doing that. Because that was a convention where we went to the Fairy Tale versus One Piece panel. Basically, it was a guide. He would like pick like characters.
I remember
He would
that.
pick characters, one character from One Piece, one from Fairy Tale,
That was
and they would and we would vote and he'd discuss and vote who would win in a fight. The guy admitted to us he barely knew One Piece and he was a Fairy Tale fan.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
at the end, people would vote who would win.
hilarious.
So like he just made some really like unfair, uneven matchups. Because I remember one was like Usopp versus Juvia.
That was off, man.
No, it was Usopp versus Juvia. And Usopp's whole thing is he has projectiles. Juvia can turn herself into water. Who's winning that? Who do you think?
Yeah.
Usopp.
No.
Clearly. You're gonna ride a boat right on it.
Anyway, that panel was okay
Gonna
and
drink
fun,
her
but
up.
like I said, the guy wasn't informed and he clearly had a bias. He told us to our faces he had a bias. That's not me making an assumption about him. But
Right.
anyway, The reason I was explaining One Piece to Carlos is because he hadn't seen like any of One Piece at that point, but he had seen Fairy Tail. So during that entire panel, he at the end of each matchup, he would say, "Okay, everyone vote and raise your hands for who you think would win." And every time he raised his hand for Fairy Tail.
I know better now.
Every time, and I was just like, "You bastard!"
Wow.
Even when it was like a matchup where it's like, okay, you could see this going either way, but then like sometimes he would just be like, "Nope, Fairy Tail," and vote for Fairy Tail. And I was like,
Of course.
And
anyway,
That was great.
yes, fun little sidetracks down memory lane.
Love that.
But anyway, back to Anime in Mexico, and I guess we'll get to like what became like the one of the parts. Okay, you had something else
Last-
before that?
Criticism.
Okay.
Of the rave.
Okay,
Last one.
okay.
you farted.
So as I said, I have a very particular taste in what I would consider rave music and what I would want to dance to and listen to. Saturday night, they pretty much had the same playlist as Friday night, and that made me sad. Because I don't really want to dance to the same music that I danced to the night before. But most people only go one night, so they don't necessarily have the same experience that I did.
Yeah.
There were some different songs,
Some.
but I think another
Some.
thing was I don't think they hired like a DJ.
No.
It was just
and
someone.
they should.
It was someone who worked for the people who run the con, and they're probably a member of it, and they just had a playlist and they had a laptop.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was.
I'm just saying, there's some good DJs in Albuquerque. I've heard them. Just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Next time.
And it's like, and I know Sabaton is like bigger, and it's for Phoenix, and it's a bigger city. But like for Sabaton, like they have a different DJ every night.
Oh, wow.
They had someone for Friday, Saturday,
That's
and Sunday.
fine.
So
They have a bigger room too.
yeah,
Well, no. They have a better sound system. It's stronger because it's the main.
well,
The Sabaton's rave was in the main room,
yes,
so that's why that sounded incredible. It can sound just as good down there too. I just think that they had like a limited set of stuff.
yeah.
Excuse me.
You dying over there? God, I
Okay.
didn't realize I was boring y'all to death.
Yeah.
It's just you.
No,
Just you.
Ooh, okay.
It's been a long
I'm
day.
done with the rave.
Okay.
That's why I go to cons now. Hang with my friends, drink, have a good time, and I guess
and then
meet
get
new
snubbed
people.
from singing karaoke.
We watched an improv panel. The improv panel.
The
was
improv was
great.
good.
We did. Tanner and I and Ramiro participated in an improv panel by Take One Improv, which is the group from Oklahoma. They had a lot of panels. They hosted a lot of the main things. They were pretty cool. So.
They were.
Um.
One of them's a voice actor too, and I didn't know that till after I met him and talked with him.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. It's like, help me.
No.
But
I'll never help you, Carlos.
oh,
Good.
oh,
I don't need your filthy help. Mm.
Talking to you gives me the shits.
he's too hefty.
Jeez.
Your help is too hefty.
Carlos.
Wow.
Sorry.
Anyway, now on to like a bad part of the con. Well,
Oh no.
Yeah.
one more
Tragic.
thing, good thing, but it's not necessarily the con. I
Yeah,
just got to
please.
talk to a couple people who I've. If you didn't know, I run this Child Productions Instagram. So if you ever said hi or commented,
Wait a minute. That's not Brandon.
it is
It's
technically
both of y'all.
technically I have access to it. Brandon has access to it, and Ramiro. But majority of the time, it's me.
Yeah.
And you're on the Twitter.
I run the Instagram and the Twitter,
Okay.
and I upload stuff to the YouTube.
And Facebook is dead.
Well, that's something we don't get into now, but we don't really post that much on Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got to talk and interact with a few people, cosplayers who I've talked to on there, and I got to take a couple pictures of cosplayers. There were a lot of cool cosplays. Everyone was cool. So if you ever wonder if you interact with the Shower Productions on Instagram, you're interacting with me, basically. Okay, now on to the bad.
The bad.
And if you're aware of Anime Mexico and you're on Instagram, you probably know about this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
if there's a bad, then what's going to be the ugly?
Hey, no.
Oh man.
How could you do that to Carlos?
Well, you know who I was looking at.
The Spectre?
Carlos.
Actually, I pointed that way, and there's a TV, and I can see Brandon's reflection.
Oh,
So-
Oh. I thought you were going to point at Mike.
No.
Big flat Mike.
I mean, I'll take
No.
that. I'll take it.
No, you're
It's
beautiful,
okay.
Brandon.
We're all ugly. What?
Brandon's beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway,
Bootyful.
Please tell us the
Anime
bad news.
Mexico is a convention where its artist alley is in a big hallway that everyone has access to.
It was the big hallway that everyone has to walk through.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
That's
it
the
has
fun
it
part.
has a vendor hall, but the artist alley is not in the same area as the vendor hall.
Yes.
And people would set up their tables along the way, and when the con is done, all they can really do is put a sheet over all their stuff.
Right. And
It's impractical to have to break down and then put it away and then bring it back.
correct. And you would think that this hallway is perfectly safe because there's always people going down it. There's always somebody there, whether it's con staff, con goer, anything. If you, I mean,
Right.
if you saw something, maybe you'd say something.
Well, anyway, several artists had art and other things stolen from them because people would walk by the tables and just take them.
That's very sad and
yeah.
unfortunate.
Take this with a grain of salt. It's people speaking on Instagram, but I do believe this happened. Is some people had several things taken, other people had a lot of things taken, and basically because the table's in an area where they can't shut the door and lock them up.
No.
And typically for a convention, that's something you want because in the vendor hall, it's in a big room and they can shut the door when they're done and lock it.
Mhm.
And there you go. And all the artists' tables aren't like that. So some people spoke to the convention about it, some artists, and the response to the convention was essentially that you always had the option to pick up your table and put it in the vendor hall before you close the vendor hall, even though they didn't make that known to everyone. Not to mention that it's not very practical to do because people have setups, they have screens they set up. They can't just break it down because
Mhm.
they could, but it'd be a tough thing to do. And so a lot of people felt jaded by that. They also felt jaded by the fact that they've already announced Anime New Mexico is going to happen next year. It's going to
Anime New
happen at the
Mexico
Crown
2.
Plaza, and it's they asking for more money to get an artist table as opposed to this year.
Yeah.
And presumably the artist alley will still be in the same hallway.
Yep.
And they might decide to assign someone to essentially watch it for a longer period of time and keep an eye out for things.
How do we know it wasn't them?
I would hope not. I would assume
God,
not.
yeah.
I'm
That's
not.
what I was
This is
assume-
not an accusation. I am just throwing out possibilities because it's like that's the thing that I was saying earlier. It's just like, well, the fact that it was open to everybody, anybody could have done it.
Yeah.
Not me.
Well, no one was going to accuse you of anything until you said that, but now I'm curious. But
It was just a keychain. I swear to God.
but
Just one.
that's what I assume is going to happen next year. They're probably going to just have someone whose position it is to
What
watch.
you need to do is put cameras. Just the con needs to buy like those cheap Genie cameras from Walmart. Just put them throughout the hallway.
Or
No big deal, unless they steal the cameras.
God. My other suggestion would be
He's wearing an
to
Itachi costume.
rearrange.
Kill me. He just grabs it and runs off.
God. My suggestion to the convention would be to rearrange the vendor hall so that you can fit the artist alley in there as well.
But
Yeah.
see,
Or see, the other problem is the hotel they're
how
at,
come they didn't have another room for that? Where did they have it before?
the artist alley.
Yes.
It was just in. You mean for Sabaku when the Sabaku used to be at Crown
Yes,
Plaza?
that's what I'm asking. Do you remember?
My memory is of the artist alley being in the vendor hall. And one reason I think that's different is because for Sabaku, for Anime New Mexico, for the voice actors, they had like 6 of them, and they were permanently at their tables if they weren't at panels. They were
Yes.
signing autographs.
Yeah.
Sabaku did not do that with their voice actors. They had specific time,
Yeah,
from
and they
like-
had that long line and
like 3 to
that hallway at the
4:30.
end.
Yeah.
They would have them set up a table, and then you would get autographs then. So they had more room in the vendor hall, and that's where they had
Yes.
the artist tables, and that's why
Yes.
they arranged it so they could all fit in there.
I don't know if they would have fit in there this time, even with that extra room back there. That's why it's like I like the format a little bit, but it still clogs.
It's the geography of how the hotel works
was a lot of artists.
Yes,
Dude, like
it was
a
a
lot.
good turnout.
Right. Yeah.
But like the geography of it, it does limit to it. The only other thing I could think of is the maid cafe room. Is if the artist alley was in there, or at least part of it was in there.
But then where do we have the maid cafe?
There you go. Well, you could do that in the basement.
But
Ooh.
then,
But then where would you have the lore,
duels?
the lore master dungeon, which was such a big part of the convention
What
that they
about the
were
rave?
pushing? Well, they had the
Pool
during
rave.
the day they had the lore master dungeon, which was like fighting with foam weapons, that kind of thing.
Actual foam weapons.
And then at night they had the raves there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
So,
the foam weapons.
It just depends if they're gonna have the duel masters come back. If not, I will put the maid cafe in the basement for the day.
Yeah.
I would put the artist alley where the maid cafe was, at least what you can in there.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the artists, depending on how many tables you have to sell, you probably should have a set number of like, this is how much room we have. And then the rest go into the vendor hall.
Why not make the artist alley downstairs? Other than
Because
they
they have
can't
to,
have the
they have to
rave
carry
down.
all the stuff down there, downstairs.
Oh. Yeah, that would suck actually.
Yeah. I was thinking like I know you said it was kind of impractical to break down, but if they had someone enforce like being like, hey, you guys have to wrap up in like 30 minutes, start breaking it down, and then we'll move your table into like because the maid cafes don't run very late either, so it's like they could use that room to store at night and then
Yeah.
pull it
I
back out in
don't
the
remember
morning.
there being that many people though, and I think that's the kicker. It's just so many people this time.
Yeah.
So many different artists, so many different.
I do
thing.
feel like just the art scene of people who get a table and go to conventions in New Mexico has gone up
There's
compared to what
literally
it was.
nowhere else to put it.
Because Sabaku was in Crown Plaza from 2013 to 2015.
Yeah.
And it's been at the Pyramid since. Because I'm trying to like just look back into my memories of Sabaku, and they didn't have they had like tables of things, but not like the artist alley in that hall.
They didn't have the whole thing out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
They
this
had
time
it in
they
the
do.
vendor hall, where the vendor hall is.
Yeah, but I can't see
So that is my-
many people being in there. It was already full.
It was kind of hard to get around the vendor hall.
Well, I've been in worse.
That fair. Yeah.
But yeah, my hope is that they listen to the local people when they talk to them, because that's another kind of disconnect. It's like Anime New Mexico isn't run by people from the community of the Anime New Mexico. The anime community of New Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah.
They are, the foreign power coming in, trying to muscle in essentially on Monkey Paw's territory.
Yep.
Monkey Paw runs Sabaku and
Sabaku.
Sabaton.
Yeah.
Let them fight.
So, it would be in their best interest to say, okay, let's figure out something that this doesn't happen again. And like I
Absolutely.
said earlier, my worry is they'll just have like, Steve. Oh, Steve will watch the hallway for like an hour. Don't worry. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
So I hope that's not the case, but I feel like, I don't know, just when people complain about something and the response is like, well, that's kind of your own fault. And then they ask you, well, next year you got to pay more for what might happen again.
Yeah. For
It was like, that's,
insensitive.
you guys need to not do that.
And I mean, like, to be fair, I remember going to the rave and walking by one of the vendor tables that had no one at it, that they just left things loose on the table. And I'm just like, they were small things too. And like, I was very surprised that they didn't put them in a box or put them under the table or anything. It was just like merchandise just sitting there. And it's like, I just thought that was weird. But I mean, not blaming the person, because yeah, you would think your stuff is safe and people would have an honor system of purchasing it while the seller was there. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, that is like the only like big negative I felt and I've seen people feel about Anime Mexico in general.
Right. Yeah.
If it does just get bigger in size, like more attendees or something, I do think they need to find a different venue.
Yeah.
Because like the Crown
agreed.
Plaza is nice, but it's also like Saturday when it's very busy and lots of people. That
Parking.
hallway gets very
Yeah. The hallway
bad,
too.
and then the parking situation can get very And as people who like going to conventions, because like there's no conventions where we live, we go up to Albuquerque, like staying at the hotel. We like getting a parking spot there, so we don't have to go all over the creation. We like bigger parking lots because so we can park there at the hotel. And I think that's about all I have to say about New Mexico. Like, it was fine for what it was. I hope it grows some. I think they should probably look into just moving its time, because I do feel like we're kind of close to Sabaku. And I know the reason they picked that weekend for New Mexico is because it was spring break in New Mexico.
Yeah.
So people could go. They really should have done it the first weekend of spring break instead of the last weekend, but
I agree. That would have been nice.
yes. So I can't comment on, maybe they had scheduling conflicts or something. But I would look into maybe moving it because it is kind of close to Sabaku.
Yeah.
And if the idea is like you want to grow insert your roots in New Mexico, then
I'd do it at a different time.
yeah. But I don't know the hotel scene in
That too.
Albuquerque. very
Yeah.
well.
Just what
Like
we
the
know.
Pyramid is a nicer hotel. Just in like if you go to the rooms, it's just nicer hotel. They have better fittings and furniture and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
But I don't think they have like convention space wise. I think it's roughly the same. And the Pyramid doesn't have a courtyard outside. You can walk across the street like we have. We've taken photos where there's like a bit of like a garden because it's like office buildings or something over there. And there's like a little bridge. But like that's not part of the hotel, and you got to walk a bit. So
Yeah.
Like-
and I mean the hotel had for the Pyramid has like that giant like center area where it's got the little restaurant and things, and a lot of people tend to hang out there too.
yeah, they got a little waterfall.
Waterfall sitting area.
Yep. And I still have
Same promotion.
Well, we're just saying how it is. I
know.
still have a Pokemon Go
Sponsor us.
gift from the waterfall that I haven't
Aw.
given to anyone. I've had in Pokemon Go since last time I was there, which would have been 2019.
Unfortunately, due to our most recent update, we've had to erase all of your gifts, but we have given you new ones.
Oh,
Commemorative Pokemon gifts.
gifts. And yeah, unless anyone else has something more to say about Anime Mexico, what they
What do you think, Carlos?
Well, it was okay.
He stepped away like
He's-
15 minutes ago.
Yes, Carlos
Uh,
is busy at the moment.
But I mean for me
Carlos? No, no. Oh my gosh. Brandon just slid over to see if he was coming.
for me, I would say just because it's been several years since going to a con, I was hyping it up in my head, and it was a little bit of a letdown. Just because I mean, again,
That's why I
like,
drink. I'm kidding. We do, I think, need to go to bigger cons.
yeah,
I like I think one of the reasons we go to the ones here in our state, in our country, one of the reasons we go to our local cons, not only just to support it, just because it's our next door neighbors.
Yeah.
we should just go.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
we
easier
want
to coordinate.
We want to talk to more people. We want to spread out and all that
Yeah,
jazz.
definitely. And I like the idea of us kind of supporting and promoting quote unquote local, I guess local to the state cons. I think that's fun. But definitely would be because I personally, me, Brandon, have not been to Sabaton, which is way bigger than Sabaku.
Yeah.
And-
Dallas,
yeah,
So, like,
haven't
maybe.
haven't been to any of the like ones in Dallas or like Texas or anything like that. So it's like we as a group would be awesome to go to one of those. But me personally, I would just like to go experience one of those as well. Specifically anime. I could care less about the comic ones, honestly. But
well, that's what I was gonna say. We were talking about earlier. So they are moving more to the model of just having tables and then them being there for those times. They're not doing just everybody wait in the long line to do like one autograph session.
yeah,
They just have the tables. If you want to meet specific people, you can. I think that's more
that is a more practical thing.
more practical,
mhm,
but they're straight up doing Comic-Con stuff now where it's not free anymore.
yeah,
You got to pay if you want anything.
yeah, definitely.
Inflation. But
But
that's all.
my thoughts. Well, I wasn't like let down because I wasn't expecting too much.
I was happy to go back to the Crown Plaza.
Yeah,
That was something.
it was just a happy little, like we said, nostalgia trip,
That's fair.
and it was about what I expected. and there was nothing wrong with that. I think we've aired what grievances we did have, just of things in general, but nothing was
Yeah.
horrendous.
It was a good con.
And
Yeah,
as
it
far
was
as I
good.
know, like I said, nothing besides the artist alley thing bad happened wise, and no one got hurt and all that. If
Well,
you remember
Yeah.
Falcon, Tanner.
Call an ambulance,
Yes.
but not, for me. For you.
Anyway, just because I don't want to just leave
Yeah.
on the mystery there, Falcon
Falcon.
was Tanner and I went to El Paso, Texas one day to go to the first and only year of Falcon.
Didn't I get that recommended to me at that other small con we went to? Or was that the same?
I don't think
Because
so.
there was a guy, I think in Las Cruces, that recommended that con to me.
Maybe.
It was
Yeah,
like,
because
we're gonna start a Falcon. It was a Alucard cosplayer.
Okay.
Like Helsing
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Castlevania?
Helsing.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm like remembering it's all coming back. You and Edgar went to Anime Days, New Mexico,
Yes.
which was a very small, short-lived convention in Las Cruces.
Yep. I don't know if
and
it was Edgar, but I did go.
I think
it's
he went
in
to
minute
one with
detail.
you. I don't know. Anyway, you guys went to that, and then you were like, "Oh, there's gonna," when that guy told you about it, and we wanted to go to Falcon because Todd Habicorn,
Yes.
because we like Todd Habicorn. He was going to be there,
Yes.
so we drove. It was like a one-day up and back kind of convention.
Oh yeah.
And they had a charity auction because someone who's involved in the El Paso anime scene, I can't remember how
I think it
happened.
was the same guy.
Well, he someone passed away and they were like paying you funeral expenses. Or something.
Yeah.
So they did an auction of like goods and things, and one of them was to be like the guy who's running the convention's shadow for like an hour.
That was fun.
And like you and I pulled together money so that you could do it because they're like, "Oh, that'd be cool. You should do that." And I'm like, "Okay." So like you did that for a bit, and the reason we brought up or it made me think of it was like, "Oh, no one got hurt," is because for that convention they had a maid cafe, and I guess they told them not to do like spectacular dances or jumps or anything, and they did, and a girl
Oh.
fell and got hurt,
Oh, I
and
don't
like
remember that.
it had to. I remember because the guy was like on the radio with someone, and like they told him, and he was like, "Oh no!" And like we saw him run past us all worried because it was like a hotel was really a really weirdly shaped hotel because like they had like a center thing, but like the maid cafe was like up these stairs into this room. I don't know. Anyway, that's what happened. Like at the maid cafe, they were doing dances or jumps or something, and one of the girls hurt herself, and then the guy ran up there, and we have no context about what else happened beyond that.
Yeah.
We also did a Harlem Shake. That's how long ago this was.
Oh my god.
And that video made it online. But the video we actually shot for that,
Thank you, Sexy Taco Productions,
Yes.
for never finishing that.
basically, Sexy Taco Productions was like, we're going to make an anime battle video. So, like, everyone in the room was going to be in it, and, like, everyone paired up and, like, did they like,
Oh, yeah.
choreographed their fights.
Batman
We were-
versus Joker, all these cosplayers.
We weren't cosplaying, but
full
we got
room.
involved. There was, like,
Oh, it was
how many
great.
people do you think were there? Like, 40 at least?
Oh, more than that.
And they were all,
And
like,
we were almost
guys,
max capacity.
Yeah, you like everyone pair up and like figure out what you're gonna do, and then we'll film you doing
I'd
that.
say 70. I'd say
And
good
so
70.
that happened, and like people were in their cosplays, and they had like little mock fights, or, like little things they choreographed, and there was all kind of cool matchups, like you mentioned, like there was a Batman versus who fought a Joker, that kind of thing. And
I
then
still got footage of that,
and then
and
we
I have to put it together.
and we were involved in like little skits with some people. We weren't like I said, we weren't cosplaying, and like and the guys like. We're going to put this together. We're going to edit it. We're going to have the music. We're going to make it all cool. And then you can all be tagged in it and all that.
Never.
Never happened.
The Harlem Shake got it.
But we did a
That was-
Harlem
that was
Shake at
great.
the end. And they did upload that. Which, to be fair, is much easier to create. But
Mm-hmm.
that's what happened at Falcon 2013 with the Sexy Taco Productions.
Are they still a thing?
I have no idea.
Yes.
The last thing
They still exist. The video's still there because I occasionally go back and watch it. 'Cause I remember that
but
happened.
have they uploaded anything?
No.
Okay, then
They
they're
kind of
they're
stopped
dead.
around that
Oh,
time.
Who's that?
Oh my God.
Oh my God, came back.
The pecker.
Oh God. Anyway, Carlos, it's good that you're here because we're kind of wrapping up, and I got Carlos a little gift at the convention.
Shit.
Oh,
This is the best gift ever.
fuck.
We wanted to
We
hear.
will post a picture of it.
We can. and I have the artist. So, we have
I gotta close my
a
eyes.
gift
Yes.
that I found.
Close
And I
your
saw
eyes.
it there, and I was like, "This makes me think of Carlos."
Oh my God, he's gonna scream.
And I thought I'll get it for him, and
So exciting.
Here it is, and you can open your eyes now. Or
Wait,
you
what?
turned it over, so now you can't see, and there you go.
I've not
He's
seen
elated.
this. So.
He's full of joy.
He
He's
has,
so happy.
turned away.
He's just speechless.
He's speechless.
This is
Amazing.
horrible.
He's never
Oh.
received. What?
There's no pecker.
There is no
Tell
pecker.
us.
It's
Describe
just
the
review.
gift
And it
in
is.
explicit detail.
I think Rengoku just made me gay.
Yes, it is a I believe it is a
Would
sticker,
you?
if I
It is
remember correctly.
it's a lewd
It is
depiction
it is
of
a-
Rengoku.
Yes.
Hey, he just took a shower. It's okay.
He just doesn't have his
He
shirt
just
on, but
got
it's
through
very
the training.
and he has his
Delicious.
robe semi off.
You walked
it's-
in on
it's a
him.
very,
It's your fault for
uh,
not knocking.
Erotic position of Rengoku. When I saw it, I
Would
thought
you?
of Carlos.
I'm curious. Is there an Inosuke one where where the board head's right on his dick?
I don't think that was there.
Look at how mighty I am. Oh!
It was like that particular booth. It was all guys, enemy guys, similar to that, except she had Mikasa from Attack on Titan was the only girl.
Hmm.
All the others were guys.
Oh.
But I was just like, yeah, that's it. That's what Carlos,
That's the
what
one.
Carlos needs. That's what he needs.
Why do you think I balanced it out by giving you a regular keychain, Carlos?
Amazing.
I am gonna have to look them up.
He's-
He wants more.
yeah, the artist card is in the bag, so he's looking at it. But there you go, Carlos. You're welcome.
Amazing.
What's the artist's name?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Are we shouting them
Let
out?
me see.
Who might?
Shout out to Mochi Yogurt.
You made me gay.
They are
You've
on
heard it here,
Instagram, Twitter, Etsy, all the
Well,
jazz.
maybe bi.
By Curious.
Well, not bi curious, but bi.
Hey man, whatever
Mega.
you are, you're Carlos. We don't care.
We do.
You know what?
Not.
Since I got a PS5, I guess playing
Wait,
it
wait,
right
wait,
on
wait,
there.
wait.
There you go.
We do not care, but we care about you.
Yes.
No,
So
no.
I think we've exhausted the topic.
Yeah. Anime in Mexico.
Anime in Mexico.
That's why it was
That's
in
what
the
we thought
bathroom.
of it. That's what we felt. That's what we experienced. If we saw you there, thanks
Hello.
for having fun with us and
Hello.
chilling. Say hey to
John.
us at the next convention.
Hello, John.
We won't bite.
Hello, John.
I will.
Tanner wants to have his particular rave, but other than that, we're all cool guys. And I think we'll wrap it up with that.
I am not uncool.
I didn't say you were uncool. It's just you were not.
Well,
safe.
you didn't list me in the party of the cool people, so I'm automatically a loser.
Loser.
Or at least not cool enough.
Anyway, I am Matt,
I'm Carlos.
I'm Brandon.
I'm not cool.
and we are the Shower Productions, and thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Yeah.